Alright guys, here is a video on customized PA horns. So here are an example of four of them, the ones that remain. Because I had three of these were sold already. So we're going to start with the Bogan horn. So here it is, the model SPT-15A. This is from 2012. So this is 3 years before they stopped production in Korea and started production in China. Now this one has the older blue logo, the one used from, I would assume, the mid '90s up to the mid 2000s, depending on how, I don't know exactly. I think maybe 2000 to be exact, but I'm not really sure though. One thing to know is that this is not the original one. This came from a different Bogan horn, but it looks a lot better to the new one. And the new one actually is this one. This one is the original logo piece that came from this guy right here. Uh, One thing to know is that this logo is on the new Fan Courier horn speaker I got, and it actually looks a lot better with this compared to the original logo, which is this one right there. Even though this one also has a nice design, but that actually looks a lot better. So it's a flat shaped horn, of course, nothing much done to it. Um, this one kind of reminds me of the Speckle horn right here, with the flange shape and the complete black logo, except that the Speckle logo is a lot bigger compared to the Bogan logo, which is a lot smaller in size, and it is not really at the center of the badge, unlike this one, which is just a sticker piece. But yeah, it's very interesting. Another difference is that the shading color, this one is more darker than that one. This one I think is just a regular gray. So we're gonna keep moving. But yeah, this one was entirely repainted, and that is because this one I had a new base installed onto it, and it was just a mix of colors, different shades of beige. For example, this one, the base came from the Quam QH16T horn I had before. This bracket came from an Atlas Sound. This one I think it was from the vintage one from the 70s. And as you see there's a patch that has the original coloring. And I didn't have to do much because the spray paint I used for this was the Krylon Fusion 5X, which is mainly meant for metal. You don't have to do any priming or anything, or prepping. And I'll say the gray color actually looks very good on these circular horn speakers. And I did the same thing to this one. This one used to be beige as well, as it is evident from the section where you place the wiring and the volume control knob. This color is a bit lighter compared to the Bogan horn. And because of the surface being very smooth, the finish looks a lot different to this one. This one looks a bit darker because the texture of the paint is a lot more, has a lot of texture on the paint surface compared to this one, which is why it looks a lot more glossier. And of course, it has the blue Atlas Sound logo. This one would be, this would have been originally red, but I repainted it blue. And I'm gonna say the blue actually is a lot fitting to the older classic Atlas Sound logo compared to the red. But yeah, this one, the original base was cracked, so this one came from another Harris horn. And matter of fact, it would be that single one horn. I did repaint this one as well, and of course, it looks a lot better now with the hardware it has. And right here is the Lucent 51001. So I pretty much spray painted this one white to look like the ones installed in Home Depot. Some of these locations, they have the Harris horns completely spray painted in white to match the columns of the garden center structure. Now, what's interesting is that you can kind of still see the page pack logo. Let me angle this from the side. You could kind of, yeah, you can see it right there. The page pack logo is still right there. Thing is, you can't really see it from a distance at the actual garden center, so that is quite interesting right there. Now, the paint wasn't really that smooth, as you can see here. But it is not noticeable once you install it from a very high distance. I painted the entire base, and of course the protector that covers the the transformer. Yeah, it originally used to be gray. As a matter of fact, this was a very glossy gray, much more glossier than that one right there. And the reason I repainted this as well is because, notice the shape of the bell. It is more rounded. That's because I was using a hammer to manipulate the shape. And it used to have the indents of the pressure to make the square shaped mold, as you see with this Harris right here. And I pretty much removed it. And apart from that, I had to make a new information chart. So this is pretty much printed paper. It's glued onto this. And as you can see, the information is very clear, from the logo to the model number, the day code, and even all the tabs. And this is actually a lot more clear compared to the original one. Also, apart from that, this one received a new rotary switch. This one's a 1P7T switch made of metal. And this one originally had a plastic tapping switch, which was pretty much a downgrade from this one. And I don't know why Atlas Soundolier did that in the early 90s, but that's what he did. This one also had it. So I pretty much replaced the tapping switch on this one as well. Nothing was really done to this one here. This one is all of this is mostly original, with the exception of the badge. This one came from the single wad horn as well. And I actually like this logo a lot better because, this is the exact same logo they use on the page pack horn speakers I've seen in the multiple Home Depots. And this is pretty much the exact same horn. But yeah. So that'll be it for this video. That is the customizations on the paging horns.